Friends, do you still believe that your work speaks for itself? Just catching the Manly ferry into Circular Quay today, and sure, I could have driven in, I could have got other public transport, I could have even taken the fast ferry, but instead, no, I want one of these classic old ferries, enjoying a much slower ride, enjoying the journey. And it's just got me thinking about how I often hear from the C-suite executives that I'm coaching all over the world, whether it's London, New York, Sydney, in those high-rise office buildings over there, are also preoccupied with what is their professional focus, and they think that translates into what their actual story is, the value of their story, and it's just not the case. I understand why. It's because we've got key performance indicators, we're thinking about the return on investment, we're just thinking about the outcome, the value of our work that we do. And we think that's exactly what the value of our story is, the saying that there's a direct correlation here. Let me just swing back around so you can enjoy the harbour view as we approach here. Beautiful, calm Tuesday lunchtime here in Sydney. Yes, it's autumn, it's not summer. Apparently winter's right around the corner. It's just a lovely atmosphere as tourists and others are making their way into the city here. And it's just got me thinking, the equivalent is just waiting until we get to Circular Quay and letting you all know that I've arrived at Circular Quays, if that's the purpose of the story. But no, it's about the adventure, what happens on the way there. And I've got to say, actually, this is one of the most peaceful and calm journeys I've had. You normally get a bit of rocking and rolling as you come through the heads there, but today there's hardly even a breath of wind. You might be picking up just a slight breath of wind here. And it's the same for you, friends. Your story is of incredible value to create connections with people on social media, for strategic internal comms, content that you will share with high net wealth individuals, of clients, of team members, creating corporate culture, sharing your vision, your values. That's your personal brand. And it's not only what you do on social media, it's also about the content that you make, that you share with individuals directly. The focus, though, the story is not just about waiting until the project's finished. This translates into perfection paralysis for people when it comes to creating a personal brand on LinkedIn, on other social media platforms, because we're just waiting for the story to be fully cooked, baked, ready. Let's not rush anything here now. We'll just wait until, and really the opportunities for you to connect, to expand your network, to share the corporate culture, what really underpins your leadership in your organisation. Sharing those values, and it's often done in small videos, much shorter than this one that you're watching here. I want to really share with you and serve you with just an understanding of these insights that I've gained from 30 years in mainstream media, and what I've seen the last few years as a personal branding coach, working with hundreds of people all over the world in vastly different contexts. We all have this underlying belief. Most of us start off not wanting to go on video. We don't like how we look and sound. Most of us believe our story is not worth sharing, and so we end up staying quiet, and we end up just letting other people get all the attention. We're far more comfortable to outsource our story than we are to actually bite the bullet and embrace it and go with our own narrative and tell our own story. And it's such a waste. I love empowering people to see the capability that they have with their smartphone to create broadcast quality content in the moment, to capture the moment, to share their stories and to build connections with other people this way. It's affordable. There are no financial barriers here at all. But crucially, for C-suite executives who are busy, time-poor professionals, there are no time constraints either. They will often spend considerably more time engaging somebody else, writing an email, let's say, to the marketing team, asking them to set up an interview. They'll spend more time just starting the process of telling their story involving other people, thinking it's going to ultimately save them time, whereas they could have just picked up their smartphone and done the video there and then and saved hours. Meeting rooms being booked, cameras and lights being set up for a day, and auto cue being brought in, and scripts being written and cleared. And friends, you don't need to write a script. You know your IP, you know your story, you know what you want to share. You don't need to go to those lengths. This is what really excites me for 30 years as a nightly news reporter. I saw the value of stories to create community, to build connections. There's an entire industry built around public relations, and I've seen the value of all of that, 100%. And now, friends, the dynamic shift that has already happened and that people are still playing catch up on. We get overtaken here by another ferry, not one of the fast ferries. I don't know why people bother with the fast ferry. It's a reflection of functionality. It's just got to get there. And we're so fortunate. I'm so grateful right now to be on this slow ferry. Take a beautiful car. I mean, it's a much longer journey, right? It's lovely to be out here and share this with you. But this is what I hear consistently. People think it's all about the big production, that the video content, for it to be of good enough quality, it has to be done the old school way, and it doesn't matter about the expense. But there is so much that you can do. In fact, everything I've been doing, not only as a nightly news reporter, going live from crime scenes all around Australia, but everything I've done as a documentary maker, working on long form television, it's all the same, these categories. You need a storyteller, someone who's going to front up and go on camera, and that's you. You need that same person to be able to do interviews, and you can do that with your smartphone. Really short, efficient ones. You can do other ones that put you in the picture as well. And then capturing the moments to show the story. You bring those three building blocks of TV journalism and recognise the value of them for you as a leader. I show people how to edit their own content on without having to bring in somebody else. It's not about really complex, highly polished video production. This is just about narrative-rich storytelling. That's all it needs to be. Hear the voices, capture the moments, put yourself in the story, share the story with people as it's happening around you. That's all that you really need to give careful consideration to. And it's just so exciting to share this moment with you as we come into Circular Quay here. For those of you who are yet to visit Australia, and if you've been with me for any length of time, you'll know, well, look, I do get around to quite a few locations around the world, but Sydney is home for me. 50 years I've lived here, 30 years in mainstream media. After I caught the storytelling bug as a 14-year-old, Dad brought home a handy cam. I haven't looked back ever since then. Spent most of my time in news as a sound recordist to begin with. Was a news presenter for a time, but most of that time has been as an on-the-road reporter, going from crime scenes, courthouses, doing police rounds. And now I get to coach the people who work in these buildings here behind me when they're not working from home, and encourage them to see the value of their story. Friends, don't make the same mistakes that people often make, to believe that you don't have a story that's worth sharing. And that's really a function of the fact that people think their work speaks for itself, that the marketing team will cover that off. We don't need to. Your marketing team will actually be delighted if you offer up this content done to a quality standard. But the mistakes that people often make from believing they don't have a story is they then decide to stay quiet and let other people get all the attention. Friends, your competitors are speaking now to your clients. They're stealing the staff members that you're wanting to recruit to your organisation because they're painting a clear picture of corporate culture. It doesn't have to be that way. Amplify your voice, amplify your leadership impact through storytelling. It is one of the most undervalued, underutilised, unrecognised superpowers that you have. It's your story. It's getting the daily commute. It's the delays that are happening around you. It's taking the long road. It's letting the story be what it is. It's sharing with people how you are today. I'm honestly so excited to be coming into, look at this harbour city. You can't beat it, can you? Tell me anywhere in the world that's better than this. But the excitement that I feel that this is my hometown that I'm able to share with you all, and you'll all have to come here and have a look at the Opera House. As your coach, I'll take you for a tour around where there's opportunities too, and go for a walk over the bridge, and you can create content there. Friends, you can't go wrong. Wherever you are in the world, your story right now, even waiting at bus stops, airport terminals, in the foyer of a building waiting for a meeting to happen, having just heard news, emails just come through, and this is what's just happened. Friends, these are the stories that are happening all around you. And it is so worth taking on the mindset of a storyteller. It all boils down to just that. You still do the work that you're doing before. This has no impact on your productivity in any other capacity. And it just means that your impact is so much greater because you're putting yourself in this story, gathering reaction from other people, and capturing the moments as they happen around you to produce broadcast quality content on all sorts of social media. We're going to wave to these guys up here. Enjoying their family holiday cruise. There is just so much life happening all around you. It's not about getting it perfect, but it's also about knowing that the really valuable IP, the things that you really want to get work perfect, you're probably going to get it right. You probably don't need to write a script. You probably don't need a microphone or a camera operator or a fancy camera. You probably just need the mindset of a storyteller to recognize and honor the value of your own story and to leverage the power of your smartphone. Maybe you need to get a new one. I was chatting to one of my clients the other day and he's like, yeah, I think I need a new one. Might only be 3 or 4 years old, his current one, but now they're not just phones and for email and browsing the web. The cameras on them are so extraordinarily powerful now. And so to have a new smartphone, which mine is a new one that I've got at the moment, April. Here we are, end of April 2026, brand new smartphone, and it changes everything. So here we are, just arriving in Circular Quay now, as I go off to a meeting, and I just feel so relaxed. I'm thankful I didn't drive in because even though I enjoy the drive coming across the Carl Expressway here and going into a parking station, look, I've saved a few dollars, they're in my pocket now, and I've been able to share this moment with you. I wouldn't have been able to make a video as I was. If I was driving along the way, I certainly would have been focused on the drive instead, and so I've been able to share this moment with you. Here we are in Circular Quay. Enjoy the last few moments here as we come into dock, and let's continue the conversation around the value of your story and how you can amplify your impact. It's the mindset of a storyteller. Let's chat.